with lights, sounds, and 2 racing hot rods. Get it now at HessToyTruck.com with free shipping and batteries.
It's a taste of fall, a day not to miss.
Werther's Original Caramels. Discover the original fall flavor.
We leave you now with our savage Taraji P. Henson exclusive. Enjoy, and I'll see y'all later.
Happening now.
The polls are still open and people are casting their ballots as we speak. We have crews all across the state of Texas. We're going to have Election Day updates and more on the big races right here in Texas.
A city councilman possibly implicated in a hit-and-run crash at this intersection on the north side. The exclusive video of the aftermath and what the mayor is now calling for that councilman to do.
Unseasonably warm and humid for a few more days, then hello cold front. I'll time out the cold front's arrival and what kind of impact it's going to have on temperatures and rain chances in just a bit. News at 5 starts right now.
Part of the Election Day story so far, power problems at some polling locations. We're going to talk about that here in a moment, but more than 100,000 Bexar County voters have cast their vote during general, special charter and bond elections so far today.
And while more than 358,000 people voted early, about 70% of registered voters still had not cast their ballot on Election Day. There are 302 polling places that are open for another 2 hours. Plenty of time to get out and go vote.
Yeah. Let's talk about those power problems, though, now. Patty Santos keeping tabs on what's going on. She joined us live from election headquarters. Patty, a power outage causing some major concerns out there for the election administrator. What have you heard?
Yeah, everyone's scrambling to figure out to make sure that everyone in that area gets to vote. But take a look. This is the CPS Energy outage map. This is in the area of 1604 and 281. And this is, according to election officials, impacting polling locations, at least these, Hidden Forest Elementary, Hill Country Village, the Hartman Center, and Huebner Elementary. There might be other locations, if you live in that area, that might also be impacted as well. She's urging anyone who lives in that area, who would go vote in that area, to try and go to the elections office website and find a different polling location. We also have the polling locations on KSAT.com. She tells us they do have a backup. They have backup generators that could help keep them on for the next 3 hours. But in case, they haven't really tested this yet, but just in case, she's urging folks in that area to go to other voting areas. Right now, as you said, 111,000 people have cast their votes at over 300 locations. And up to now, she says, everything has pretty much gone pretty smoothly. We did call CPS Energy just in the last 5 minutes. They told me the outage in that area is caused by some power lines down at Bitters and 281. They have crews on the way out there right now, and they'll be able to determine as crews arrive how long that outage might last. But polls are open until 7 tonight. If you are in line at 7, you will still get to vote. We're going to keep an eye on things here and bring you more as we get that information. We'll send it back to you.
We'll be checking in with you throughout the night. Thank you, Patty. Well, at the top of the Texas ballot, a race that's getting national attention. It's the race for governor. Former Congressman Beto O'Rourke and current Governor Greg Abbott facing off in what the polls show has been a close race so far.
O'Rourke has been on a nonstop town hall tour across Texas. He made hundreds of stops in historically Republican-leading areas, hoping to change and pull voters his way. Meanwhile, Abbott has run a much more low-key campaign, a luxury that most incumbents are able to do.
We've got team coverage on this race tonight. Alicia Barrera is in O'Rourke's hometown of El Paso.
But first, we're going to go to John Paul Barajas, who is in another border town where Governor Abbott has been focused on throughout his campaign. John Paul?
That's right. We're in deep South Texas in McAllen at Governor Abbott's watch party. Now, the party hasn't opened up to guests just yet. That'll happen at 7, so nobody's here. The band's obviously trying to get their sound checks for when the people start showing up. But the reason for the location, definitely a strategic one for the incumbent. Now, we're just a few miles from the border, and securing the border is one of his biggest pitches to voters. This region is also known to be a predominantly blue, but Republicans are making strides at trying to change that. And securing the Hispanic vote will have a big role in who wins wins the governor's race. On top of that, this is also where he announced his bid for re-election last January. So far, over 5 million ballots have been cast throughout early voting here in Texas, and polls show Governor Abbott to be favored. If he does win, not only will he secure a third term, but he'll also secure his role as the state's second longest serving governor. Another thing to note that no Democrat has won a statewide election since 1992. That means they've had over 200 straight election losses for Texas Democrats. The people who will be supporting here and showing up here at 7 o'clock will certainly hope that is the case and that streak continues, but that's not the case at the Challengers Watch Party, and that's where Alicia Barrera is. Alicia, how are things looking over there?
Yeah, well, same thing. The election party, the watch party doesn't start till later on today, but it'll be a completely different feel. Here, it's his hometown. His children go to school here. He was a councilman for several years, and soon he'll make it back home after a long, long campaign trail. And his wife, Amy O'Rourke, actually helping him in the final push of the campaign trail today, going to a polling location here in El Paso this morning. And while the latest polling definitely favors Texas Governor Greg Abbott, his supporters here and across Texas are not giving up on their hope and mission to turn Texas blue. Democrats are focused on the overturning of Roe v. Wade, the major failure of the power grid during the winter storm. But perhaps one of the biggest issues for Team Blue, it's gun control in light of the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde. O'Rourke wants tougher gun laws, especially for those assault-style weapons. And again, O'Rourke's watch party is set to start until later this evening. So right now, very calm. No one here except for his staff preparing things for tonight. His last stop will be at a local elementary. It's about 15 minutes away, but he won't be there until about 2 hours from now. And it's expected that he'll remain there until polls close, which is at 7 p.m. We'll send it back to you, and we'll be live again at 6 p.m.
Alicia, John Paul, thank you. KSAT, your election headquarters, will be tracking all of the latest results from across the state. Join us for our live stream on KSAT.com and the KSAT Plus app, where Stefania and I will be talking results with special guests about other key races on the ballot. Myra Arthur will also be joining us. If you're a KSAT insider, you can join the watch party with Myra. We'll be chatting with our viewers about all things election. It starts at 7 o'clock, right after the 6 o'clock show. You can find more information on KSAT.com.
There was some other news going on here in San Antonio. Now, for the first time, we're going to get an inside look at the aftermath of that hit-and-run crash from Sunday night, a crash that may have involved San Antonio City Councilman Clayton Perry. We broke that story last night at 10.
Sources confirmed Perry was the subject of a redacted report that KSAT obtained, though he has not yet been charged. Now, Garrett Berger brings us the exclusive video of the crash site, plus what Mayor Ron Nirenberg is calling for Perry to do tonight.
It happened here at the intersection of Jones-Maltzberger Road and Redland Road. According to the police incident report, a black Jeep Wrangler traveling this way turned right but took the turn too wide and hit a car head-on that was waiting for the light in the left-hand turn lane over on Redland. The other driver says the Jeep, which police believe was driven by District 10 Councilman Clayton Perry, left the scene, leaving behind a car with major damage.
A person who passed the crash scene shortly after it happened sent us this video showing the smashed up front end of the other car. A witness reportedly followed the Jeep and saw where it stopped. When a San Antonio police officer checked the location, he found the Jeep still running and parked where it had hit the garage. According to the officer's report, he also found Perry lying in the backyard with an injury to his head and smelling of alcohol. But Perry said he wasn't driving his vehicle that night, and the officer, seemingly unable to confirm Perry had been the driver, left without testing his sobriety or arresting him. The witness's description of the person they'd seen, though, appeared to later help police decide Perry was believed to have been involved in a crash. Mayor Ron Nirenberg said this morning in a statement, quote, "If the details in the police report regarding Sunday night are accurate, Councilman Perry should resign." We attempted to reach Perry at his home a half-mile from the crash scene, but had no luck.
Dylan's card from yesterday, too.
Just as we hadn't on Monday. His chief of staff texted us. They had no comment. City Council meets Wednesday afternoon. It's not clear if Perry will be there. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
We have new details this evening in the search for a 13-year-old girl who hasn't been seen for months. San Antonio police have honed in on their suspect. They originally said they were looking for a U-Haul truck with Arizona license plates. They no longer believe that vehicle is connected to the disappearance of Joanna Luna. They now say 17-year-old Richard Xavier Rodriguez is their prime suspect in this case. Luna's been missing since August 20th. She was last seen wearing pink Nike shorts and purple slides. Police think she is in danger. If you see either of them, call SAPD at the number on your screen, 210-207-7660.
We're going to take you outside for your traffic authority. And we're looking at 410 at McCullough, right there by North Star Mall. Traffic moving along pretty good there. Hopefully some people headed out to the polls.
And we have a few areas of rain. Not a whole lot to talk about. It's kind of hard to even see them from the wide view. But you zoom in and you see a few light showers here and there, especially east of San Antonio, just south of the city of Gonzales, south of Hallettsville as well, between Gonzales and Cuero. These are very brief and fairly short-lived. Northern Atascosa County, even creeping into southern Bexar County and into Frio County as well. We're going to take a closer look at some of that action in just a little bit. Let's talk temperatures. Right around 80 degrees. 84 Eagle Pass, 82 Del Rio, 78 right now as you get closer to town. 78 in Bulverde, 79 in Mico, 80 meanwhile in Lavernia. The rest of this evening, a few stray showers through about 9 o'clock and then turning cloudy with the high humidity. That's going to lead to more of the same tomorrow morning. Some fog, some dampness, some low clouds. However, a potent cold front is on the way. It's going to pave the way for some big and noticeable changes. We'll time that out for you, and I'll let you know what to expect in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. From chocolate chip cookie dough to air fresheners, hundreds of thousands of products are being recalled this afternoon. 12 on your slides, Marilyn Moritz, with why that's happening and what to do if you have one of these recalled items.
Don't eat the cookie dough. Nestle is recalling certain tubs of edible chocolate chip cookie dough because they could contain plastic. The best buy dates are January 28, 29, and 30. Take it back to the store for a refund. Just last month, Nestle recalled a different cookie dough. More than 500,000 Black & Decker handheld steamers are recalled because they can expel hot water. 32 people have been burned. The recall involves certain Easy Garment steamers sold for the past year and a half. 67,000 cans of aerosol air freshener are recalled because the cans can leak or rupture. This involves Airwick Fresh New Day in linen and freshwater scents. These were sold this year. And parent alert, children's scooters are recalled. 5,000 Bolt foldable scooters are being pulled because they have excessive lead in the paint. Toxic if kids ingest it. Discount store sold these this year. If you have the scooter, the steamer, or those aerosol cans, you'll need to contact the manufacturer to get your money back. We have that information on our website. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And we have a winner. Someone in Southern California is now a billionaire after winning the largest U.S. lottery prize ever. Powerball officials say the winning ticket matching all 6 numbers sold at Joe's Service Center in Altadena. That's just outside of L.A. It took 41 consecutive drawings and a glitch last night to finally get that winner. Organizers say there was a delay due to Minnesota lottery officials needing extra time to complete the required security protocols.
Election night in full swing, and we're just hours away from learning the results. Coming up, we're going to check in with our team for another look at some of the key races that we are following. An important update on that power outage we told you about at the top of the show. About 6,500 people without power, but we're being told by CPS Energy now that all of the polling locations in those areas do have power. Meanwhile, there's still more than an hour and a half left for voters to head over to the polls. And as long as you're in line by 7, you will be able to cast your vote.
And we're going to get our first insight once the polls close. Meanwhile, the candidates anxiously awaiting those early voting numbers to come in a little after 7 o'clock tonight.
Let's check in with the rest of our team monitoring some of those key races.
Election night is coming to a head here in Uvalde. Ever since the shooting at Robb Elementary, parents have become politicians and community members are throwing their hats into the ring. The big local race that we're following is Uvalde County Commissioner Precinct 2. Incumbent Mariano Vargas has held this seat for years. Vargas is a Uvalde police officer who was placed on administrative leave for his role in the May 24th shooting. Now 3 write-in candidates are vying for his seat on the County Commission Board.
Another race we're watching closely here in Bexar County is that of District Attorney Joe Gonzalez, seeking re-election, running against Republican Mark LaHood. Both men all day heading to different polling sites. What they had to say as their final push before sites close for voting.
I'm Dylan Collier. Bexar County voters tonight will elect a new county judge for the first time in 2 decades. Will it be Republican Trish DeBerry, a longtime media professional and small business owner who served part of one term on County Commissioner's Court, or Democrat Peter Sakai, a longtime district court judge who now wants to lead the county's 1,500 employees and take on its more than $2.8 billion budget.
The better the turnout, the better our chances are that we're going to prevail.
This campaign, especially in recent weeks, has not been for the faint of heart. We'll get into that at 6 o'clock. Reporting downtown, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
And for a look at all of the races on the ballot, you can check out our website, KSAT.com. We're going to have live results of each race here. We're also going to wrap it all up for you tonight on the Night Beat and throughout the evening thereafter.
You know, candidates always hope for nice weather on Election Day. It wasn't too bad. I mean, like Adam Caskey said, a few rain showers out there, got some clouds, but nothing to disrupt the voting process, Adam.
No, nothing to really get in the way. That's a nice thing. You see those low clouds that are filling in again, and a few of them are dropping some showers, especially just south of San Antonio. I want to go over our weather headlines before we jump into the radar. Warm and humid the next couple of days. Wednesday and Thursday, you'll notice sticky humidity and unseasonably warm temperatures still, really just more of the same. The potent cold front, that arrives Friday. Late morning, midday, you're going to notice the changes. They're going to come in pretty quickly. It's going to be a hard-hitting front, a real deal fall cold front. Rain, wind, colder temperatures along with that front. I do think we have better rain chances on Friday. So let's take a look at our rain chances. This evening, about a 10 to 20% chance. Tomorrow morning, a 20% chance. Thursday, 10%. It's just more of the same. But by Friday, we boost that up to 40%, so scattered. And I do think that's going to generally be in the afternoon and evening hours. Some areas of light to moderate rain coming and going at that time. And then behind the front, there are a few minor opportunities for a few more showers, particularly Monday. All right, here's a look at the radar currently. You go east of San Antonio, a few isolated little pop-up downpours south of Hallettsville, right now between Gonzales and Cuero and parts of central Gonzales County. And you look just south of San Antonio, basically southern Bexar County, northern Atascosa County, and just move through Pleasanton. A few little downpours there. A little bit closer look at Medina County, Divine Natalia area. We just had a few showers move through. Now they're pushing northward toward Highway 90 and just south of 1604 on the far south side of Bexar County. This is right along 281 south of 1604. A few quick, brief little downpours. That's all we have to speak of out there right now. All right, let's talk about big picture, because there's actually a lot out there to talk about. Not across Texas, but you go farther to the east, this swirl right here approaching the Bahamas, that's Tropical Storm Nicole, and that's likely to become a Cat 1 hurricane as we get into tomorrow and make landfall somewhere on the east coast of Florida between Orlando and Miami, somewhere in that vicinity as a Category 1 hurricane. Then let's go to the west coast. This big dip, this huge trough in the upper level flow, that big counterclockwise circulation, that's stirring up numerous showers and even high elevation snow. And that's what's going to help really develop a cold front and swing it through our neck of the woods on Friday. As for the short term, we're just talking more of those sprinkles tomorrow morning, low clouds in place, gray, dampness, some fog out there as well. 20% chance through about the noon hour. Then we'll see the sunshine as we go into the afternoon. Let's talk temperatures. Currently right near 80 degrees. We're at 79 at the airport. By tomorrow morning, we're going to start the day at 68. Okay, and then by tomorrow afternoon, we're going to make it to about 83. So low to mid 80s for most of us tomorrow afternoon. 83 on the west side around Lackland, Converse 82, Timberwood Park about 80 degrees. Morning low clouds and a few sprinkles with that 20% chance. By the noon hour, we'll start to break out into a little bit of sunshine and a high temperature and partly cloudy of 84 in the afternoon. Look what happens to temperatures. Friday, we fall through the 60s. This weekend, we drop down into the 50s to near 60 for afternoon highs. So get ready for that. And hey, did I mention windy Friday, Saturday as well?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good.
I'm
Just
looking
making sure.
so forward to that on Friday night.
Yeah, you are,
Thank
Greg.
you.
Windy. That's football weather.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
I should wait another week.
Yeah. The Spurs, maybe as cold as the weather's about to turn.
Well, you know what? They actually played much better last night. They were in that game from beginning to end. When we come back, we're talking about this 4-game losing streak is still going on, and there's no end in sight because they have Memphis tomorrow here. And who said the Star would look pretty good on Odell Beckham Jr.? Give you a hint, he's in the picture right there coming up. Getting blown out by Denver in the second game of back-to-backs on Saturday, the Spurs rebounded to play much better against the Nuggets last night. Devin Vassell using defense to produce offense after a steal goes ahead to Keldon Johnson for the baseline slam. Charles Bassey just called up for the G League, gets the alley-oop from Josh Richardson, and just like that, we're tied at 28 after 1. Doug McDermott then drops a 3 to give the Spurs a 3-point lead until the Nuggets answer with Nikola Jokic, and the Spurs are down 3 at half. While the Spurs hung tough throughout the game, turnovers became a huge problem. 24 total that resulted in 35 points for the Nuggets, but the Spurs also forced 20 turnovers. Devin Vassell with another steal and then races in for the two-handed slam to cut the Nuggets lead down to 3, 96-93 in the fourth quarter. But Denver responded behind Jokic's 26 points and 10 assists in the 115-109 loss for the Spurs, their fourth straight.
Yeah, turnovers, when you give up 35 points off of turnovers, it's hard to win, but we still played them within, 4 or 5 points. So, I think it says a lot about the rest of the game.
And it doesn't get easier on this homestand because look who comes calling next. Memphis tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Big moment for the Dallas Cowboys as head coach Mike McCarthy makes his first trip back to Green Bay, where he spent 13 seasons, won a Super Bowl as now the Cowboys head coach. McCarthy still has family in Green Bay, and needless to say, has dropped some dough on tickets for the game. But there has been another storyline has popped up after the Cowboys were unable to reach an agreement or trade for Texas wide receiver Brandon Cooks. Now there's talk of the Cowboys trying to sign free agent Odell Beckham Jr. He's expected to be fully recovered from an ACL tear by later this month or early December. And team owner Jerry Jones was asked about the possibility of Beckham wearing the star during his weekly radio show in Dallas.
Odell is someone that we have all the appreciation in the world for what he is as a competitor. And I know that the Cowboy star on that helmet, when he puts it on, could look pretty good.
I've always been a huge fan of his. From Ben McAdoo and Joe Witt, all the guys between that I've worked with in New York at New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. Everybody has nothing but great things to say about him. Obviously, I've always been so impressed with his football playing ability, but I've just heard so many excellent things about him over the years.
All right, kickoff on Sunday. The Cowboys trip to Lambeau Field. The struggling Packers are set for 3:25 p.m. and KSAT 12 Sports will be there. And coming up at 6, we're going to talk about our big game playoff coverage that includes a live broadcast of a playoff game on a Friday night right here on KSAT 12.
On KSAT.
On KSAT.
Love it.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Greg.
We all do. We'll be right back. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.